What's going on, everyone? MikeO back with another mail day recap. Got a selection of stuff I've picked up recently for the collection, some stuff from eBay, one thing that came in from Topps that I borderline forgot about, and then a little stack from COMC.com. So it's always nice to have multiple avenues to pick stuff up for the collection, whether it's live sales, eBay, card shows, your local card shop. COMC, it's nice to see them back in the fold as well. They were always a great place to pick up kind of oddball stuff and just pick up a few cards here and there and then get them all shipped at once. They kind of weren't an option there for a couple years, so it's nice to see them back in the fold. Anyway, let's get into the eBay pickups, and we'll start off with a card that if you watch the channel regularly, you're familiar with. 2021 Topps Chrome Platinum Anniversary, Richie Ashburn. This is the X-Fractor. X-Fractor is one per hobby box. It's a 700 card set, so very difficult to pull, but you can get them at really good prices. So I'm just continuously picking up the Ashburns and select Phillies, kind of lightly working on the Phillies rainbow with no expectations of ever completing it. Then we've got a Topps Chrome Black Bryce Harper. This is just a base. They do make refractors and such. This is the 2021 version. They've done Topps Chrome Black the last several years. Pretty pricey, about $125 to $150 a box. You only get a couple cards and one autograph. So anytime I can grab one of these at a good price, certainly worth picking up. And then with that Harper Chrome Black, I had also gotten this 2019 Topps Bowman Chrome refractor of Bryce Harper. Refractors in Bowman Chrome are serial numbered, so it's numbered out of 499. It is a PSA Mint 9. So it's a sweet looking card with some nice shine in a PSA holder. So happy to add that. Also picked up this T207 brown background Otto Knabe PSA 2. I like the T207s, the brown background for some reason. I just really like the images on them. And love the back, the little write-up. Otto Knabe, second baseman of the Philadelphia Nationals, gravitated between the majors and minors for 2 years. Knabe, I don't know how to pronounce his name offhand, is 27 years old and started out in the Western League in 1905. He was drafted by the Pittsburgh club that year, but turned back to Toledo. A year later, he was recalled by Pittsburgh and traded to Philadelphia club for pitcher Kamenetz. He has been Philadelphia's regular second baseman for 5 years. Knabe is known as the Crab because he fights hard in a game. He is a dangerous batsman and a good base runner and sacrifice hitter. In 1911, Knabe batted .237 and fielded .950. So certainly not huge numbers out of him, but he had a lot of sacrifice bunts. I was looking up sacrifice hits, as they called them, when I was checking out some of his stuff on Baseball Reference. Second baseman for the Phillies for quite a while, and he was eventually left the Phillies for the Federal League for the Baltimore team late in his career, and then he came back to the majors for a short while with a couple other teams. I think he might have gone back to Pittsburgh and one other team, but cool looking card there. So always happy to add those. Picked up this Harry Walker. This is a 1948 R346. Hand cut, blank back. This one's not in great shape. Corner is overturned there. Paper loss on the back. But there's not a whole big selection of these, and you don't really see them. I generally, at least, don't see them at shows. Just kind of cool. Harry Walker actually won the batting title in 1947. Started the year off, I believe it was with the Cardinals, and ended up early in the year in Philadelphia with the Phillies, and led the league in hitting. He was a two-time All-Star. Had a decent career there overall between a few different teams. So cool addition to the Phillies collection. Not one I had ever had. And then picked up this Bryce Harper 2022 Topps Allen & Ginter Chrome Mini Gold Refractor. That is serial numbered out of 50, 40 out of 50. I was shocked when I won this for such a low price, and then, of course, wasn't paying great attention, tossing a bid on it, and then realized it was an international purchase, which I'm fine with. It takes a little longer to get here, but not terrible, but the shipping was a little more, but still got it well below what they generally were going for. And here's a bigger pickup, at least in terms of size, not value or cost. Actually got this at a great price. 1961 J Publishing, Robin Roberts in an SGC 8. And this one was tossed up on eBay at $9.99. Buy it now. So I hit that buy it now very, very quickly. Totally worth it just to grab a cool Robin Roberts. To get this graded right now from SGC would cost you about $50 just because of the size of the holder. So I would have taken this in almost any grade just to have an example in a slab. So very cool image there. 1961 J Publishing, Robin Roberts. So thought that was a steal. Like, can't possibly go wrong with that. If you change your mind, you turn around and easily get your money back. All right, let's take a look at what came in from Topps. This is a Topps Now purchase from the Phillies postseason run. And it is a JT Realmuto from the National League Division Series against Atlanta. Serial numbered out of 99. JT Realmuto, inside the park home run, makes postseason home run history. And it is, of course, on-card autograph from JT Realmuto. So that's cool. That was a super cool moment. As part of the Philadelphia Phillies' 8-3 Game 4 NLCS win over the Braves yesterday, JT Realmuto made an interesting piece of Major League Baseball postseason history. In the third inning, Realmuto sent a hit off the center field wall and began his sprint around the bases. Thanks in part to Realmuto's speed, he turned the would-be extra base hit into an inside-the-park home run, the first struck by a catcher in postseason history. So that was a cool moment. I remember when he hit it, you're kind of off the bat going, ooh, is that going to be gone? And you realize they're not going to get to it. Hits the wall, bounces, and pretty quickly you said, oh my goodness, he's going to circle the bases. So it's always fun and exciting to see an inside-the-park home run. One of the most exciting plays in baseball. Doesn't happen that often. Obviously, a lot of action. And then to have it happen in the postseason was crazy. And immediately I thought to myself, gosh, not many catchers could have possibly done that. And it was pretty cool to realize it was the first in postseason history by a catcher. So that is a sweet card for the collection. Obviously, a great memory of that moment, great memory of that game, that run. And I was actually supposed to go to that game. So kind of disappointing that I didn't get there, but at the same time, just a blast to watch it regardless. And I wouldn't trade the memories of that year for anything. So everything worked out great. All right, final bit of stuff that came in. This is all from COMC. Here's a 2021 Topps 51 Blake Jameson, Alec Boehm, Gem Mint 10. Actually picked this one up from JT, Triple Crown 24. It was in his store there on COMC, and he had them at a really good price. I think he bought out like a giant port or something from someone and had a whole bunch of those, so I grabbed one of those. Then I had also, at some point during the offseason, picked up this 2018 Bowman Draft Alec Boehm, PSA 10 Gem Mint, first Bowman Chrome. Boehm's having a really good year. He's off to a very good start, and he's a guy who has a chance to be a really good player. Superstar, I don't know about that, but really good player. He's hit the ball with authority this year, so it's really good to see him develop. And he's become a fan favorite. I mean, last year, so 2020 came up in the shortened season and performed really well. Was second in Rookie of the Year voting, and then struggled a lot in 2021. And then 2022 got off to a rocky start, and he turned it around. So really happy to see that, because that's like the key to building a good baseball team. You can go out and make smart trades, important. You can sign big players to big money. That helps as well, but developing young talent guys that you can develop through your system that can contribute at the major league level at a low salary is like the most important thing in the sport right now, and it's incredibly valuable. And that's why you got to have some level of patience with the young players. It does take time. And it's good when a guy like Bohm has that work ethic. So he's worked out really well to this point. Our next pickup, a 1984-91 O'Connell and Son ink mini prints. This is Gary Matthews of the Phillies, and it is a PSA 10 gem mint. These are blank backs, even though they got all this stuff on it, but they're blank backs, so cool to add one of those to the collection. And then finally, the last slab card was a 2001 Topps Chrome. Before there was Topps, Grover Alexander refractor. So it's cool to see a refractor of a Hall of Famer like Grover Cleveland. 8.5, CSG 8.5. I'm sure I grabbed this for like $4 or $5. Can't go wrong. Couldn't get it slabbed for that amount. Hell, I'd buy the card raw for that amount. So happy with that one. And then the box of stuff is just going to be a mix of probably lower cost stuff. Pretty well packed. The only annoying part overall, I'd say, is the slips in them, which you can pull out pretty easily. But there's going to be all kinds of just random nonsense like Travis Lee cards. Like I'd be sitting there talking to some friends in the hobby, such as Wesker Griff and Reese ND Card Ranger, and we'd be talking about Travis Lee cards, and then I would go on there and just grab a few. Here's a cool 95 Score Summit Edition parallel of Ben Coates. Awesome tight end in his time. Of course, we've become very used to the productive tight ends, but back in the day, that wasn't necessarily the case. It was all about blocking. Here's a black refractor of Ricky Botalico, Phillies postgame guy. He was the 96 Phillies representative in the All-Star game. That's a sweet card. Cool Mike Schmidt, passing the torch from 2001 Donruss Elite. We've got a gold tribute Bryce Harper. There's another Travis Lee. That's a gold Travis Lee. I think that one's numbered to 50. No, numbered to 299. I knew it was numbered some way. It's a JT Realmuto foil Topps Big Mini. First edition Andrew Painter. Definitely grabbed that when his stuff was real cheap. Then it spiked a lot. I'm sure it's down now that he's been banged up. Metal Universe Star Child Drew Bledsoe insert. It's a Trey Turner Topps Chrome rookie. Amari Telemaco. That's like absolute common of commons, but those types of commons from those years, it was like mid-90s years, late 90s, can be kind of tough to find. Not that they're not out there, but they're just not readily available. Here's a Drew Bledsoe blue refractor from Bowman Chrome. JT Realmuto relic. Bought that one as a gift for my nephew. Here's a Travis Lee relic, born in the USA from Stadium Club. I'm sure Ed will be going out and trying to find one of those shortly. It's a second Realmuto. Here's a Realmuto gold lava refractor, numbered to 75. A relic of John Kruk. It's a Lenny Dykstra insert card. Bryson Stott. Sapphire rookie. I'm sure his stuff's up a lot now, too. He's been having a lot of success. There's a relic of Chase Utley. On Fire from Topps Fire, Bryce Harper. Topps Sterling, Ryan Howard, numbered to 50. Kyle Garlick autograph from Topps Chrome Update. Kyle Garlick had a handful of at-bats with the Phils. It's another Andrew Painter. This is a refractor. Again, grabbed that early in the offseason. Probably could have just sold it on COMC and never had it shipped, but there's a Matt Smith autograph. I got to look up and see if he actually pitched for the Phillies. I think he did. I think he pitched really well out of relief one year and then struggled, but he was acquired in a trade. I forget. He might have been the Scott Rowland trade. Here's a Topps Chrome Black Bryce Harper, so another Topps Chrome Black. This is the 2022 version. It's a cool Rowland Metal Universe insert. Random Jim Cott. Numbered to 200, Mike Lieberthal memorabilia card. Man, this is like the most Travis Lee you'll ever see in a Mail Day video. It's from SPX. There's a David Wright living set. I think it might have been JT had some living set cards that I picked up. 2001 Atomic Drew Bledsoe. Cool card there. Chase Utley Prism Silver. Utley Big League Gold. Cool looking Drew Bledsoe from Select. 2013 Select. Another Bledsoe. Pinnacle Summit. Ramondre Stevenson. Orange Disco. This is just for the random. Well, it was dirt cheap and kind of an oddball guy who didn't work out. Dominic Brown. I don't even know if he ever actually played in the majors for the Blue Jays. If he did, I'm sure it wasn't very much. But top prospect in baseball at one point. Rated higher than Mike Trout. Phillies refused to trade him. He performed well for him at times. Actually was an all-star with him, and then the second half of that season fell apart and never got it back together. There's an Orange Disco Drew Bledsoe. Kid Gloves insert from Fleer Ultra of Scott Rowland. Royal Blue Retail of Kyle Schwarber. Chase Utley Diamond Anniversary on the 52. It's from 2011. Gold Refractor of Ricky Leday. I think they're just kind of based at, numbered to 499. Drew Bledsoe Refractor from 97, Topps Chrome. Bledsoe Red Atomic. Chase Utley Topps 206 card. Mike Schmidt Stamp, Nicaragua Stamp. Chase Utley Gypsy Queen Sepia Mini. Matt Chapman Refractor. These are just random cards sometimes I pick up. I always like those finest flashback refractors. Here's some Platinum Anniversary, Abreu and Lazinski. Carlos Ruiz walk-off win in the World Series. Chase Utley, some sort of prism. Parallel. Numbered to 149. This is a Scott Rowland Topps Gallery Heritage. Chase Utley, World Series highlights. Lenny Dykstra. Tyler Green. He had a season sort of like... kind of a parallel of Dominic Brown. Highly rated prospect, one of the top prospects in baseball. Finally made his debut with the Phillies. He actually had a good half season one year, made the All-Star game, didn't win a game in the second half, and it was kind of the beginning of the end of his career at that point. But cool refractor there of Tyler Green. It's a nice Scott Rowland Topps Allegiance. This is an odd photograph for a Lenny Dykstra card, basically centering on his ass, but it's a cool card. I like the fact that Jim Fergosi's featured in it. And this is Pinnacle Summit Parallel. Above and Beyond, I guess, was the parallel. I think they change the name of that parallel every year. Here's a Hunter Pence from Archive Snapshots. Carlos Ruiz, 50th anniversary of the Rookie Cup. A Lenny Dykstra, 1996 Reed Foley's Baseball's Best Book Ever. Darren Dalton, Pinnacle Summit. And the rest of the stack, we've got a Zach Wheeler from Archive Snapshots. Scott Rowland Gold Label. Scott Rowland SPX. Chuck Klein All-Time Phillies card from 86 TCMA. Brett Myers Refractor from Heritage. Russell Branyan Topps Year in Review. Russell Branyan had 9 at-bats in his Phillies career, hit 2 home runs, and they were in like big pennant race type of games late in the season. This is Jason Worth Topps 206, an X-Fractor of Roy Halladay. Ricky Otero, Boss 96, love that All-Star Game patch on the sleeve. Ricky Otero is another one of those players that's used often in conversation among Phillies fans as a joke, but it's pretty cool when you can find a card of him. Is a Star Power Chase Utley, Mike Lieberthal EX 2001, Ben Coates, Matrix. These Matrix cards just have like crazy awesome shine. Another Chase Utley is a relic there. Greg Dobbs Refractor, the Glanville Refractor. Random Tyler Stevenson. I think this was just in my COMC account for an eternity, and I just said, well, ship it back. Like Ernie Banks, Jimmy Rollins. I actually just recently picked up some lots, and I think I ended up with one of them, so that's a duplicate. This is JT Realmuto Allen and Ginter relic. a refractor of Brad Lidd. Should be fun to pick up the entire refractor set from the different years of Topps Heritage. Random Mark Whiten card. Once led the Phillies in home runs one year, playing a partial season, had 13 home runs. That's how bad the offense was at one time. Topps Tribute, Chase Utley, but some crazy awesome shine. There's another one of his Matrix cards, Curtis Martin, Hall of Fame running back. Darren Dalton, All-Star card from 93 Fleer. Chase Utley, that is from 2006 Topps. A Walmart Blaster insert. There's another Scott Rowland. Joe Roa, random Philly of the day, Joe Roa. He once pitched the home opener, and I remember, I think it was 2003, last year at the Vet, everyone was excited. I remember, borderline being in tears of joy, being at the stadium on opening day, and, just the passion, the energy, the place was filled, and everyone was so excited for the season. It had just acquired Jim Thome. Phillies hadn't even come to bat, and Reggie Sanders was with the Pirates, and absolutely clobbered a grand slam, I believe. I think the Pirates scored 5-6 runs in the first inning. I was so disappointed. Thome did have a triple, I believe, off the wall in his first at-bat as a Philly at home. But, Joe Roa did not pitch well in that game. But he was a good story overall and did have some good times pitching for the Phils. He was one of those guys who came up really late in his career and made the team. But not every story can have, happy ending. Here's a Chase Utley, Sports Illustrated for Kids card. Drew Bledsoe, Red, White, Blue Prism. Drew Bledsoe, Matrix. Richie Ashburn, Legends of the Game. Chase Utley, Black Border. Allen and Ginter Mini from 2009. And finally, a Drew Bledsoe from National Treasures, serial number due 35. So that is it for the mail day. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. A lot of fun stuff from different eras, kind of the way I do it when I'm picking up stuff for the collection. You pick up some pricier stuff and you pick up some really cheap stuff. And as long as you love it, you enjoy collecting it, it enhances your hobby experience. Comment below, let me know what you guys think, and I will talk to you next time. Have a great one.